right. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of the Red Pill Investor. My name's Carl Krenzel, your host here today, here to help you with your sales skills, here to help you make more money in less time, help you be more efficient on the phone, help you be more efficient communicating with the people that you're trying to get in touch with so you can make more money, help more people, help your community become everything you'd hoped it would be. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to go ahead and share with you today a few calls from my prospecting this morning. One of the things I would recommend you do is be sure that you go ahead and check out Sell More Homes Now on YouTube, which is my channel on YouTube, where I'll put a lot of videos for realtors, podcasts, things of that nature. I would highly recommend you go ahead and head on over there and hit the subscribe and notify button over there. Also, if you have not yet done so, please take a moment to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and if you could possibly take a minute, maybe you could rate this podcast. I would really appreciate it because it helps spread the word. There are so many people out there who try to just spread a bunch of crazy information, disingenuous information, things that is just not helpful. And you know exactly what and who I'm talking about. And what I would hope that you would do is if you found any kind of value in this podcast, that you'd share it with somebody you love on your social networks. And I'd be grateful to you in appreciation for that in advance. Thank you so much. Today, what we're going to talk about are a couple actual calls that I made. The first call that we're going to go into did not set an appointment, but I did feel that it was important for me to share it with you. This particular contact was going to be remodeling their home. Now, they live in an area not far from a property that I wanted to purchase, but I missed out on that one. So I went ahead and I'm calling that entire area. Been calling them for yesterday and today using the Red X dialer. If you want to save $149 on your dialer, then use that little copy and paste that little link, that bit.ly link I have in the description down there. You'll want to go ahead and copy and paste that into your browser so you can go ahead and get $149 off your setup fee at the Red X. In this particular circumstance, I was using the GeoLead system as I've described to you in the past, and I was calling around a just sold property, found this lady who's going to be remodeling their property. Now, there's a couple things I want you to listen to in this particular call. Things you want to listen to when you're trying to call somebody, especially when it comes to lead follow-up, for sale by owners, just solds, anybody you're talking to as a salesperson, you want to get a couple things clear. And one of the things you definitely want to get clear is their timing. Listen how I go ahead and I start talking with her. Once I discover of their intent to sell the property, listen how I go ahead and try and determine their timing. You want to determine their timing because if their timing is finite, if it's determinate, if they know where they want to go, how long they want to be at a particular place, if they have a particular timeline in mind, then that helps you. It helps you decide how quickly or how much attention you should pay attention to this person. If, on the other hand, they have an indeterminate time period, they don't know how long it's going to take, well, then you don't necessarily have to follow up with them with that same intensity as you might with the person who says they're going to sell in a week. You know, somebody who says that they're going to sell in a week, you want to contact them regularly, like a couple times, right? If, on the other hand, they're not so sure, well, it just depends. So listen as I go ahead and I talk with this particular person about remodeling their home, the timing that is involved, how much money they're planning on putting in. You want to definitely counsel them that you can help them if you're a realtor to give them advice, especially if you're an investor, because you can tell them things. You want to make sure that they don't put a quarter in and get a nickel out. That's always a favorite phrase I like to use. Now, even though it didn't work with this particular person, it's certainly a phrase that you want to keep in mind. It's just like a fishing lure. One fishing lure doesn't work on every fish. But if you keep a bunch of fishing lures in your tackle box, well, then you'll have a lure for every occasion. And this is just the lure that you might want to use. So listen in as we talk about putting a quarter into a property and getting a nickel out, the timing on remodeling a property, and what maybe, if anything, I could do to help them. Listen in and tell me what you think.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl. How are you?
Good. Who are you trying to reach?
I'm not sure if I've got the right person. I apologize. I'm trying to reach the owners of a property. My name's Carl. I guess it might be owned by...
This is Darcy. Is there a reason?
Yeah, no problem. So again, my name is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker in town who buys property. I used to live over in that area. I was just calling to see if you'd be interested in selling that property to me. Would you?
Not right now, no.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a great little area right there. I actually grew up over there on Fond du Lac myself.
Oh, okay,
and,
right down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some properties that have been selling in that area that, boy, I'll tell you, they're just really great little properties, great, great times. So, all right, no worries. Well, listen,
Right.
Do you know of anybody else in that area who might be open to just a quick, no hassle cash transaction on an unwanted home?
No, I don't know for sure. We had a couple sell already on the street, but I don't know for sure if anybody else.
Okay, no worries. And have you guys considered selling that property at all?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, I've considered it. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Hey, if you were to move, where would you go next?
Northwest side.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. When do you think that might be?
That I don't know. We just had the new siding on the addition put on, so it's just a matter of doing the remodels.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you've got some remodeling you're doing on Shasta now?
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay, and then are you going to sell it after that? Is that what the plan is?
That's the plan, but I don't know how long it'll be before I do that point.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Had you considered selling it just the way it is right now?
No, because I wouldn't get the amount that I want out of it.
Oh, I see. Okay, but how much are you trying to get out of it, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm just looking at the comps in the area, so it's going to run right in line with the comps. We're hitting around between 170 and 180.
Okay, all right. I see. So you're trying to get around 170, 180 for the property then, ultimately?
Right.
Got it. But in the meantime, between time, you're doing a little bit of comps here and there, and you're doing a little bit of upgrading here and there, but you're not really sure how long that's going to take.
Right.
Understood. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. I'm curious, have you had a realtor come out like myself, kind of give you an idea of what upgrades to do to make sure that you don't put a quarter in and get a nickel out? Would something like that help you?
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't done that yet, but no, I've done enough of moving around this town that no, I've got that part covered.
Fair enough. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me, and I'll talk with you soon. Okay.
Thanks, Carl.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Well, I guess I'm not going to get that one. Well, that's okay, though. That's why you prospect every day, because you find out about these deals. Plus, as we heard yesterday, a no can sometimes turn into a yes, and it's always good for you to make sure you're going out there and interacting with the marketplace. So on this next call, let's go ahead and listen in as I call an expired listing. Now this listing, I remember this one. This one, I have seen this property in particular, and she's in a particularly difficult situation. This particular home is a great property, but it's a little bit dated, and it's in an area where, well, pretty much only snowbirds live. Snowbirds here in Tucson, Arizona are people who live here only for the winter months, and then in the summer, when it's too hot here, they go someplace else. And so this type of area during the summer is hard to sell, and during the winter is much easier to sell. That's the layout of the land on this particular one. So that's why she's going to talk about listing it in the spring, or in the beginning of the year, in the winter months. Now, what you're going to hear is an objection handler when somebody says that they want to list with their former agent. This is a good example of an objection handler that you can use. Now remember, not every objection handler is going to work every single time. That's why you want to know a bunch of them, right? Because think about it. Like if in major baseball, for example, if you bat a 300, you're doing great. That's a major league hitter. I mean, that's 300 out of 1,000 pitches pitched at you. If you hit just 300 out of 1,000, that's major league stuff, right? So you lose more than you win in Major League Baseball. But when you lose more than you win as a hitter and you hit only a 300, you'd think, you only hit 300 out of 1,000 times. You wouldn't be paid very well at all. But au contraire, if you hit 300 out of 1,000 hits, holy cow, you're going to be one of the best paid players in the game. And just like in the game of baseball, the game of real estate is the same way. Your closing ratio, your ability to close on people, your ability to know multiple ways to handle objections or handle questions is going to increase your ratio of closing. So you'll definitely want to listen every time you hear something that seems like it would work or seems like it's something that would be helpful to your client. You want to jot it down, write it down, keep it in a book. Right? Keep it in a book someplace where you can quickly get to it so you can memorize these things and have them handy when you need them. Because remember, not every single objection handler is going to work on every single client every single time. And that's exactly why you want to have more than one objection handler in your arsenal. Listen to this one, and then she's going to hang up on me. But it's okay because, hey, it's part of the game.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Fine.
I'm not sure if I have the right person. I apologize. I was looking for the owner of a property of the over there on Viaduct. Is that your property?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that property still for sale, or did you end up selling that, or whatever happened with that?
It's off the market, but it is technically still for sale.
Okay, so it's not officially on the market. It's just you would consider selling it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Oh,
are you a realtor?
Yes, ma'am. My name's Carl. I'm a broker over here at Sotheby's International Realty. And believe you me, I understand what you're saying. A lot of times people are, like, hey, look, I still want to sell the home. I just don't want to go through the hassle of having it listed right now.
Yes.
I understand. No worries. I'm curious, how much would you be asking for that property?
I think the last time we had it on the market was $454.
Yes, ma'am. That's what it looks like. All right. And I'm curious, did you get any offers when you had it at the market on the market at that time?
No.
Okay. No worries.
Well, we had one that was totally lowball, but we're not interested in that. So.
Oh, I see. What was the low ball? How low were they going these days?
I don't know. Our broker or our realtor said it was so ridiculously low that he wouldn't even present it. So we don't actually know the number. So
gotcha. All right, no worries. It must have been pretty bad then.
Right.
No worries. Well, and as far as the future plans for this property, what are your future plans with it? I mean, are you currently living there? Is it rented out?
No, we're not living there. We're planning on putting it back on the market at the end of September.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, I'd like to interview for the job of selling your property. Are you familiar with Sotheby's International Realty?
Yes, we know. Yeah, we'll go back with the same guy. He's a neighbor, and we really like him a lot. So we'll go back.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a good guy, and I'm sure the company is a good company. I'm just curious. Do you feel? I mean, it seems like Bob's a good guy. I mean, I'm sure he's a good agent, but it seems to me like Bob probably would have done everything in his power to sell that property the first time around, wouldn't he?
Yes, for sure.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you had it on the market at what, 454. I guess you're paying him probably, I don't know, 3% or something like that. That's for $12,000 bucks. That's a lot of money. I would imagine, Bob probably would have pulled every stone, ran every mailer, knocked every door. I mean, to get a buyer for your property. Is that? Would you? I would think that's probably what he'd done, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what a friend does. So, it seems like when you list it with Bob again in the future, are you guys going to list it at that same price? Are you going to change that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we don't know yet, but most likely we'll list it at the same price. I don't know. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, it is a little premature, I understand. So, well, the only reason why I asked was it seems like if, Bob's a friend, good guy, lives in the neighborhood, knows the neighbors, knows the area, done everything he could, ran through all the people he knew in his list. Well, it seems like the only thing he can do when you relist the property in September is lower the price. It doesn't seem like he can really expose it to anybody new, but as listing or at least interviewing somebody like me from Sotheby's International, you expose your property to an entirely new group of people. Can you see how that exposure could help you?
Sure, but I feel like we're connected with Bob, and that's the way it's going to stay. So I appreciate you calling me, and we thank you very much. Goodbye.
Believe you me, I understand that 100%.
In this next call, I want to make sure you take a minute to remember everybody that you call. Because one of the biggest problems that I think you'll notice when you're calling people, especially when you're using the Red X dialer and the Vortex dialer on the 3-dialer system, one of the biggest things I think you'll discover is that it's super easy to forget to do your lead follow-up. Remember that on lead follow-up really, that's where you get about 70% of your business. Okay, it's very rare for people to say yes right on the first time you call them, right? A lot of times it's like, well, call me back or tell me a little bit about what's going on or email me or see me, whatever, right? They want you to call back. And the Vortex dialer system on the Red X has a callback feature. So you want to make sure you use that so you can keep people in order so you know exactly who to call back and when, so you will not miss out on anything. This is a call from exactly that. This is a for sale by owner that I was supposed to call back, and admittedly, I got a little screwed up and I didn't call them back in time, but that's okay because it's not like they're sitting by the phone waiting on your call, right? Don't sit there and think, oh gosh, I should have called them. They're going to remember. No, they're not going to remember. Make the call anyway, right? Now, when you think about it, if 70% of your business comes from lead follow-up, with for sale by owners, understand, chances are you're probably not going to want that business anyway. I'm sorry to say it to you, it's true. You see, the biggest problem you have in your head when it comes to for sale by owners, many times you think that you're definitely going to want that property, and the homeowner gets it in their head that you definitely want that property. Chances are when you get out there, it's probably not something you want. I mean, let's just be honest. Most for sale by owners are overpriced. Most for sale by owners are not in the best condition. Most of the time, you can find a better deal on the multiple listing service or going out on your own cold calling. But it does mean that you don't want to call them. You do want to double check and see if occasionally it's something you do want, because occasionally it might be. So you do want to call these people up. You don't want to argue with them on a follow-up call. You don't want to argue at all. You just want to clarify the timing that they're trying to accomplish, clarify the facts. When you're trying to do lead follow-up, make sure you call them and make sure you clarify what's going on. Be very simple. Be very direct. Do you still need to sell the home? And if you do, let's get together. That's the simplest questions you can ask. I always recommend you set the appointments in the afternoon. Why? Well, because in the morning you want to spend that time to call and lead follow-up, right? If I'm calling people in the morning from 8 to say 10 or 11, then I'm going to be following up with people from say 11 to noon. And that leaves the afternoon, the late afternoon, for me to go ahead and prospect or meet other clients. Also, you want to look for people's solutions. Homeowners a lot of times think they have it all squared away, but when it comes to selling a home, they might be an engineer, they might be a doctor, they might be super good at what they do. But when it comes to selling a home and handling the contingencies and how to solve simple problems, well, they don't always know how to do it. And sometimes they need your help and your guidance. And it's a good idea to get out there face to face, because remember, you're always way more powerful face to face than you ever will be over the phone. So listen in as we talk to this for sale by owner doing some lead follow-up.
Hello.
Hi, Carol Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. What was the name?
Oh, I apologize. My name is Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Krenzel.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. We spoke very briefly about a property that you had for sale by owner over there on
right,
a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to give you a quick update. There was a property that we had sold about, a quarter mile away. I just wanted to follow up with you because I had noticed that we had talked, and I know that you were moving up to South Carolina, and you told me to call back after the 1st of August. I just wanted to give you a quick call back right now, let you know that the market's going very well.
Yeah,
and I wasn't sure how your property was doing.
Well, we actually have somebody who's already signed up August 1st to see it. We're working with buyer's agents, so we have had realtors call about it. And then we had one that was scheduled for today, but it canceled. And,
oh, gosh.
But that's the way, we're not ready, anyways, until August 1st exactly, because we need a September 30th, end of September closing. So, but as far as that goes, we're doing so far so well.
Right, and as I recall from our conversation, refresh me if I'm wrong, but you needed to close at the end of September.
Correct.
The plan was that your husband retires the 1st of August.
He has retired.
Oh, it's you that needs to retire. Is that right?
We're both retired.
No? Oh, you're both retired.
We're trying to time it so if we have it available for showings as of August 1st, and it takes a couple weeks to sell, then with a 30-day closing or a 45-day closing, we can end up at the end of September. That's what we're hoping.
I see. Okay. All right. No worries. I'm just curious. Is that the only thing that's kind of preventing you from showing the property? Is just trying to time the closing?
Yeah, just in case, because we have nowhere to go. Our house will not be. We have our home in South Carolina, and it's not available to us until October 1st. So otherwise, no, we are showing it. We've already shown it to one couple who liked it, and we've gotten positive reviews from showing it. So, no, I am showing it. If somebody would want to see it earlier than August 1st, that's not a problem.
Well, yeah, then I'll tell you what. If it's all right with you, why don't I just stop by tomorrow and take a look at it? Have you got some time to show it to me?
We do. Is it possible that you could come today? Because we had it all set up, the house set up for showing today, so I have, things uncovered. We have pets.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, well, no, I could certainly do that. It would be a little bit later on this afternoon. I've got some appointments to go to, but I could do it around 4. Would 4 work?
That would work fine, Carl.
Okay, great. All right, well, let me just go ahead and I'll pencil that down here. 4 p.m. today. All right, then I will make it a point to come over there and take a quick look and see what you have to offer. And, as far as the September closing goes, I can certainly understand where you're coming from, and that's a rational concern. Makes sense to me.
Wonderful. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you at 4.
I'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, if there's one thing I know, it's that if you are persistent and you develop the habits of consistent daily prospecting, you will win every single time. I'm going to tell you what a coach of mine used to tell me. He used to say, Carl, he said, if you do the things you're supposed to do every day, you will win in this game. And I'm going to tell you that if you do the things you're supposed to do every single day, you will win in real estate. What are the things you need to do? Well, you already know. It's very simple. First, you need to generate leads by any means necessary every single day. Secondly, you need to follow up on those leads and let them know you're still in the business and try to set an appointment. Third, you need to present to those leads. You need to make a case as to why they need to do business with you. The fourth thing you need to do is handle their questions, their objections. You've heard me handle a couple objections here. And then fifth, of course, you need to go ahead and ask for the order. You need them to sign the paper. You need them to sign a contract. So guys, that is my podcast for today. If you have any referrals for the Tucson area, feel free to reach out to me direct by voicemail, by DM, by email, by phone call. You know my number. I'd love to help your friends, your family, your clients. Send them my way. And until next time, have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.